What's good YouTube, Ben here, welcome to the next video on the channel. In this one, I'm going to give you my next old school RuneScape money making guide. This one's on free to play and this one's called Moulds equals profit. Let's get into this. Alright, so it's been a while since I've done a free to play money maker. But we're going to be going into Al Kharid and buying molds from the mold shop there. And with said molds, we can go ahead and just sell them on the Grand Exchange. Now, this can be done as early as getting into free-to-play. I mean, you do need access to the Grand Exchange, which I believe requires 7 quest points. But again, getting those early game is not hard. But you want to come into Al Kharid. Now, with Al Kharid, there is a very special shop we're going to go into, which is, I believe, this one. I believe it's hard to actually see from here, I'm not going to lie. And then we're going to trade with Dominic. There we go. So he sells ring mold, necklace mold, and amulet mold. Also a holy mold and a tiara mold. Now, if you've got Runelight, you can go ahead on Runelight and check which ones are the most profitable right now. And right now, the most profitable one is necklace molds. However, we're just going to go ahead and buy each one of each, because you'll see how much money you can actually make for this. We're going to do it with 500 GP. Now, they do actually regenerate decently fast. So you can go ahead and basically keep buying them on one world. There we go. So that's 500 GP right there. Now, if we go back, so we've only got 13 GP left. Now, of course, depending on pricing at the GE at the time, this is going to be better or worse. Again, it's one of those buy and sell methods that's good until it's not, and then it's good again. Depending on how many people are doing it at any given time. Because, like, this is a decent money maker where you can make a stack of GP for virtually no cost, essentially. We came with 500 GP. Like, we've got what we needed, so let's go ahead and run to the Grand Exchange. We're going to go to Farrock. Now, if you take, let's say, 10k, you know, the more you take, the more you're going to make. But it also, again, dictates based upon GE pricing at the time. It's one of the weird things about these kinds of methods, because, like, I enjoy the methods. They're a little bit different. I mean, with free-to-play, there's not as many different methods. But for the record, this is not one of those methods. It's not going to make you bills. It's not going to make you mills. Like, this is to help you out on free-to-play. Like, to earn a bit of extra GP by basically doing nothing. Other than having GP out the game. Right, so these are currently selling for around 262. We're going to put them in for mid. We'll leave them there for a minute. Now, some molds do take a bit longer to sell. Depends on the mold. So we just made half our money back on those molds alone. So they're going in for 282. So we're going to drop down to 250. They'll probably sell shortly. That's fine. Ring molds, they're currently going for 161, so we'll go ahead and put them in for 100. You can lowball to sell them faster if you're not too bothered. We got 780, so we're already doubled our money, which is a nice big fat pallet, easy clap. And then amulet molds, they're currently going for 172. Let's put them in 164, see if they sell. They don't, that's fine. But if you, let's say, lowball, you'll actually get an accurate depiction of what they're going for on average. So we're going to put these in for 50, just to see what they're going for. So they're not even going for 50. So some molds are going to be harder to get rid of. So what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to, since we've already made profit, I'm just going to throw them in for 1 and find out what exactly they're selling for. So they're selling for, what? 31 each. Okay. So one of them did sell, so one of those have sold. Now the tiara molds, I'm going to throw in for a lot less. Because whilst the average is 262, it's not going to go for 262 usually. So we're going to go ahead and throw it in for 100, see if it sells. No. So this is one you're probably going to have to leave in overnight. Some of these, what you can do is leave them in overnight. That way you can guarantee that they will probably sell by the next day. I'm just going to throw these in for 1, just to see what they're averagely going on for right now. So they're going to go for what? 25 each. Right? Because there was 4. Yeah. So they're selling for 25 each. So they're not as profitable right now. This is a great way for you to test what the average is that you can sell for. That way you can know what you're going to make the most GP on. So the necklace molds have pretty much all sold other than one at the 250 mark. So we're just going to take one out and see on average what it's going for. So on average, you're going to get right now 147. But to be fair, we almost quadrupled our money. I mean, like I said, you're not going to make mills, you're not going to make bills doing this, but what you are going to do is make a bit of extra GP, especially for a low level player on free to play, for basically no cost. You start with 500 GP, easy. 500 GP is not hard to get. Go through stronger security, run through it, you get 10k. Use that 10k, go buy a bunch of molds, sell them, leave them another night if you have to get the most profit, but come back the next day, you're going to have a bunch of profit. But let me know what you think about this video in the comments down below. Don't forget, you can support the channel further by becoming a channel member from as little as 99 pence per month here in the UK. And don't forget, I do live stream. When I go live here on YouTube and over on Twitch at the same time. Here on YouTube, my streams are more for mobile, so shorts form. But if you want to catch the exact same stream at the exact same time on Twitch, which is in full 1080p, then go follow me over there. The link is down below in the description. And don't forget to join me on TikTok as well. That link is down below in the description.